I have a 19-year-old girl's heart, bro. God wanted to remove my heart because it held generational curses, brother. I just died.
We are sitting here at the 10 Toes Podcast studio with not Frank Parisi. Frank Parisi's gone. He
Frank
died
Parisi's
and
here
came
in the
back.
body, but I don't know what's in the body.
Tell me a little bit about you, Frank. We just were discussing you had a heart transplant. Are you a felon?
I am not a felon.
You're not a felon.
I'm not a felon.
Okay.
Not a felon. Yeah.
But you're a wellness coach, an addiction specialist.
I would say I am a many things. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a best-selling author, keynote speaker, and a coach. Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell. I went through your social media, and you're living a pretty good life. So you're doing good.
So we're building, bro. We're building. Everything looks good. You know what I mean? Everything looks good. But I've done well. I've done bad. And now we're building again.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So let's start with, we have to go back to your childhood on this story. And the reason why is, tell everybody, yeah, we have to, because his story is mainly about the mob, about his dad.
I mean, you could tell. I mean, his name's Parisi. Okay, let's take it back to where are you from?
I grew up now I live in Austin, Texas, but I grew up in Little Italy in Manhattan. I grew up on Elizabeth Street in between Houston and Bleecker Street.
And you still definitely sound like you're from Little Italy, man.
Yeah, it's not going away. I've been in Texas 14 years. It's never going away.
Oh, damn. So, go ahead.
So, I watched some of your stuff. So, that street is how close? So, you're pretty close to John Gotti's.
2 blocks.
2 blocks.
Yeah, so the Ravenite was 2 blocks over. So, there's Mulberry, Mott, and then Elizabeth Street.
So, tell us how that was growing up as a kid, like seeing all that go down. Did it, like, make you want to be like them?
I mean, as a kid, you grow up. You only know what you know. And you got to realize I'm 45. So, I was born in 1979. The map of the world is only what you see. So it was just normal to me, everything. As you get older and you see and you go through life, you see what you were growing up in was not normal, but it was normal for me. Where I grew up, so on Elizabeth Street was the first, where I grew up, you got to realize it was the early 80s, so hip-hop just came out. So I had the first ever Def Jam Studios was like 3 buildings down from where I grew up.
You're talking like Run DMC.
Run DMC. I met
Boys.
all of them growing up. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I met all of them growing up. Literally down the street from a few buildings down was the first. I remember Rick Rubin. Yeah, I remember him coming in as a kid. I didn't know who they were, but it was Run DMC with the limos.
And the long hair and the beard. And the white guy.
Yeah.
We did
Hip hop was like no one knew what hip hop was.
What was he doing?
No one knew what hip hop was. It was new. And then around the corner from that was a famous punk rock club called CBGB.
Of course, everybody knows CBGB too.
And then 2 blocks was Gotti Social Club. So there was a lot going on in my neighborhood at that time.
Damn
and
right.
I grew up above Parisi Bakery, which that's my name. It's been in my family since 1903. And just to get a little idea, people talk about the city being crazy now. You got to realize there was no cameras back then. Like things were way different back then. They were way more insane. And the thing that kept the neighborhood safe was the mob. I mean, that's what kept it safe.
For the record, this is our second Italian-American baker. Baker, not banker, baker on the show from New York.
So what, you said that they're saying it's crazier today. I think it's crazier because they got like psycho, like bum people type crazy. Would you agree to? Because back then it was more crazier, like gangster stuff.
Nobody was
That's what I'm
watching
saying.
like this.
But if you see it in that stuff now, it's a bunch of bums that are running around acting crazy. I don't feel like the gangs and the violence is on that level it was back in the day. Because the murders were what, 900 a year?
Way more. So for example, crack was on the corner of Bleecker Street. Crack just came out too. Like crack, AIDS. Like this is a fucking crazy time to be born. So crack just came out and AIDS was big. I remember one day my father and uncles would leave baseball bats in the front of the building. I'm 4 or 5 years old watching grown men get hit with baseball bats. Because if somebody was doing something in front of the building, they say, listen, you got to go down the street and do it. So that was my neighborhood. That was how I grew up. Nowadays, you crack someone with a baseball bat, it's going to be all over the news. Back then, guys got hit. Like, here's a perfect example. My father, one day, there was a guy banging dope in an abandoned car in front of the building. He said, listen, go down the street. The guy told him to go fuck himself. Wrong thing to do. My father came out with a baseball bat, crippled this guy. 4 or 5 years old, watching this guy get crippled crippled. The cops come and arrest my father. My father goes, listen, he's got a needle in there. This is when AIDS just came out. The guy goes into the cop goes in. My father's cuffed. I'm like 4 years old. The cop goes into the car, gets stuck with the needle, uncuffs my father, and then they cripple the guy that my father just crippled.
So who was brave enough to call the cops?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Y'all never figured.
They would have done. I feel bad if they ever found out.
And that's the whole point. Because I thought, from what I understood back in the days, like everybody knew, like, okay, this is mob territory. Ran by
Yeah,
such
well,
such.
someone
We
called the
don't-
cops that day. Maybe they were coming by, but I just remember the cops arresting my father, then releasing him, and them crippling the guy.
You know, it's funny you say because there's no cameras and that stuff. Because back then, you could get away with a lot of stuff. People were actually scared to talk because you actually had to have a witness. Now they don't even have to talk to nobody. They're just like, hey, your cameras, can we get your audio now?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, you know, we go back to like how the
there's
mob.
50 cameras in the building.
Yeah, I know, because you're a weirdo. So, but get back to the mob stuff. What's some of the stuff that you seen them doing? What was your dad doing to make money back then? Besides,
Well,
the
we had the
bakery?
bakery, but my father was one of the biggest pot dealers in New York. I mean, we had so the building where I grew up, above it, was where I grew up. The building, the second floor above the bakery. After we moved to Staten Island, he kept the apartment. That was the drop, bro. Like, I mean, that was like a total clubhouse.
So, what year was this? You think?
I mean, he was really big with the weed in the late '90s, early 2000s, bro.
So, but I
Huge.
thought,
Huge.
like, the mob and stuff stayed away from drugs.
No, bro.
No, that's just a folklore.
It's a folklore.
Yeah, because when you really dig down into it, they were running heroin back then, cocaine. It was just they weren't allowed to talk about it, or something
Correct.
like that. But they're still trying to control it.
Absolutely.
Because if you dig down deep into the Frank Lucas thing and Bumpy Johnson, the mob had their hands in all that stuff.
Yeah, even if you ever watched the movie The French Connection, they were bringing it all over from Italy.
So who's some of the big names that you've seen as a kid growing up that you actually were around?
I was just impressed with Run DMC and Curtis Blow and the Beastie Boys.
I mean, I guess for names, Gotti. I mean, we would see him. We'd see Sammy the Bull, all those guys. As a little kid, you know?
So how would that make you feel when you seen them as a kid? Did you look up to them
Were
and
they-
want to be like
I
them?
mean, no, because it was just normal, you know?
They were just dudes.
Yeah, it was just the neighborhood, you know? It was just guys in the neighborhood.
But as me as a kid, what we were talking before we got on air was that is the fact that I still looked up to when I was a kid watching like the known drug smugglers in my hometown. I looked up to them like, oh man, that's such and such.
But did you even realize when you were that young that that's what that was? That they were.
Yeah, I mean, I was like 7 years old. My father used to have spots up in Harlem. So I was like 7 years old growing up. My father had 2 spots with the dreads where you go into the bodega and then you go out and you buy the weed. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, no, my father was a weed guy. He was a big weed guy, he did pills too. And then some gambling and racketeering charges and shit like that. But yeah, he was never a made guy, but he was a street guy.
What do
They
they
had
call
a
them?
kick up.
Associates?
Associate, yeah.
So he was able to get into Harlem? Get his hand- get it? 'Cause I thought Harlem was controlled by the blacks in there.
Bro.
There's a lot of.
My father was involved with a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah.
So in the late '80s, early '90s, he was just pretty much running the red shop,
Yeah, yeah.
and then after that, because I know I watched some of your stuff, and you're talking about how you got into the drug game, and somebody had asked you like, your dad allowed that?
Yeah, I mean, I sold drugs with my father.
Really? How did that come about?
It's like a father and son business.
Yeah, man. It's just, brother, it's just a lot of sickness, man. You know? Here's the thing about the street life, brother. Here's the reality about this. They do a study about, they put a bunch of fleas in a jar. Fleas could jump 3 to 6 feet. And they put a lid on the mason jar and they leave it in for 2 weeks. They take the lid off. The fleas could jump out, but they just jump to the top. And then they have kids. And then the kids, even though they could jump out the mason jar, they just jump to the top.
I've heard that
Until
before.
some motherfucker becomes the one to jump out of the fucking mason jar.
And then the rest of them see it.
Yeah, because you only know what you know in life. Like, again, going back to what I said, like your map. Like, he only knew what he knew. You know what I mean? So it gets passed down. Like, my father was a confused man. You know, he was a great man. He exposed me to things as a kid. You know, I was exposed to a lot. I watched guys get hit with baseball bats. I'm going up to Harlem. I also went to Super Bowls.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I also went to Stanley Cups. I went to a Stanley Cup one night when the Rangers won in 1994.
I was just about to say, this is when the Rangers were good.
1994. I went to the Stanley Cup.
Wayne Gretzky?
But no, it was Mark Messier. But
Messier.
my father's friend smoking crack in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm at the Stanley Cup, but my uncle's blowing coke.
That's crazy.
And then that night, then we go back to the bakery after the Rangers win, and my father gets into a fight with the guys in the bar next to the bakery and pulls out a machete. I'm 14 years old and watching him chop up a fucking bar. Then he brings me back to the house. And he goes back to the city and then destroys my whole fucking house in the morning.
So this
that's the life that this leads. There's nothing pretty about it. It's disgusting. It's a disgusting life. I grew up in it. But you follow suit because you're in so much pain. And you don't know nothing else. So you just do what you see. And what God did for me is he fucking gave me addiction. And then addiction gave me recovery. And then recovery gave me a whole new fucking set of eyes. And I could go back into the flames and pull motherfuckers out of that today. Because I've been there.
So Frank, let me ask you, because you said a couple times you only know what you know.
Yeah.
So that's what you knew as a kid, as a teenager, as a young adult. And then you say you sold drugs, you got addicted to drugs. But you also said in the very beginning that you're not a felon. So
yeah, I'm not.
So you obviously saw more. What made you see more than what you knew? You know what I'm saying? Like because a lot of people go into recovery and then they relapse and they stay down forever, and it's just a cycle. They never get back up to where you are now. You know, in writing best-selling books and having a really good life for yourself and teaching people what
kind of structure did you have to get out of that
happen
lifestyle?
for you?
Recovery, brother. It was the 12 steps. It was personal development. It was constantly upgrading and putting myself in rooms that I didn't belong until I belonged. I started to like be separate from that life. You know, when I went to treatment in 2006, and I had my father's best friend at the time ratted. So it's a crazy fucking story. Anyway, he turned rat. I don't know if I want to say this story. He turned rat, and I at that time I was in Texas. I just came out of treatment. And when he ratted, I said to myself, what the fuck? Like, these guys told me my whole life to follow a certain code. You know, I've been in situations I was in situations like my wife defended me in court. My wife's an attorney. Like, we had no money. My wife defended me in court. Like, cousins pulled papers. That's the only reason why I don't have a felony. You know what I mean?
Well,
I had cousins that were fucking detectives and shit that pulled the paperwork. Like, that's just the fucking reality. You know?
But so you saw that, like, okay, the code.
I saw the code. It means nothing. It's words. Then he rats. My father gets robbed. And then I went back to New York like a fucking maniac. I went back to New York from Texas like a maniac, and 4 more years of me getting arrested, hospitals, fucking rehabs, until I finally said enough's enough. I was 31 years old, $50,000 in debt, kicking fucking opiates, coming out of jail. I was in the Tombs in Manhattan. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because, you know, get back on the whole point of the stuff that you've seen. See, I lived a different lifestyle. I didn't live the crazy like you did. My dad didn't do drugs, wasn't into nothing. My family was against all of it.
Bro, I hated my life.
Oh, you hated yours?
I fucking hated everything about that life. I had cousins that lived in Jersey with deer and with nice. Why did I live like this? Why was I in the city? Why was I around crackheads? Why is my father blowing coke? Why is my father hitting people with baseball bats and they're with deer?
Yeah, because, see, I had that life, the other one, the suburb life.
Look, hey, you want to go hunting?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't like nothing about my life. And then my father would blow coke and come home after a 3-day binge and be fucking an animal. Like, at any moment, someone could get hit with a baseball bat. We could be in a nice fucking fancy restaurant and someone get hit with a fucking bat. Like, my life was nuts. That's why when we talk about this life, I don't glorify it.
Right.
I think it's disgusting. it drives not just you through the mud, but everybody that you say you love. Because there's a difference between what I say and how I show up. See, like, you could say whatever you want, but my actions will dictate my beliefs.
Well, that was the main reason why I wanted you on here, and I explained to you that because my life was different. I had that life in the suburb, hunting, fishing,
You still go hunting and fishing.
But the thing is I changed that life. I looked at these other guys and I thought like, wow, that's
cool.
the life. Like I wanted that life because I didn't live it like you did growing up. And once I got into it, I had to adapt quick. And if you listen to my story, it got pretty crazy. It got wild. And I had to adapt.
Nuts.
And then once I realized I had a kid, and that's what changed it all. I was just like, wow, do I really want my kid to see this, be around this? Do I want my daughter to have to read about her dad, not be there and stuff? So that was what made me kind of change my life. And now I look back, and like I was telling you, everybody kept telling me, you're only going to get 5 years. Don't worry about it. You just get 5 first time. And I watched all the movies, all the mob movies, all the drug movies, Scarface. And I was like, man, I want to be just like that. Because you don't see the results. You don't see the ending thing of the pain like you went through. You don't see how it destroys everybody's lives. You don't see the amount of time. You don't realize, you know why them people didn't do life in prison? That did all those crazy stories? Because they all told. They all cooperated. Now, the main reason why I loved your story and I dug into it and we talked is because you're talking about the pain, the misery, the code that doesn't work.
We don't get that a lot. We get a lot of guys in here, man. I stole 50 cars, made $450 million.
Shit is corny. I'm sorry, it's corny.
And I wanted you to come on to explain, because one of the main things that I've seen that you do recovery and you help people, is to explain to these kids, yeah, it's all fun and games on the movie. It's all fun and games.
It's the same thing with you, though, Jason, because here you are, helping people through your efforts with helping fathers get their kids back, helping other people go through court and all this. And we do this, when we talk about stories of redemption, and people still hit you up and they're like, yo, man, just turn me on. How can I get in this pill game real quick?
Dude, my DMs stay loaded with people talking about, man, give me the plugs, show me how to do it and this and that. And I tell them all like, hey, bro, like, you don't want that life. You ain't made for it. I promise you, you get in that life and you get on that level, when you're in them handcuffs and you're looking at everybody around you crying and you're struggling, and then knowing that, man, I'm gonna have to watch my kids grow up behind this fence, or are they gonna be there? Man, I'm 26 years old now. I'm gonna probably be 40, 50 when I get home. Like,
I'm that kid.
Yeah, well, what's that? What kind of life is that? You know what I'm saying? So you're hearing it from people that been there.
Can I talk? I want to
My
ask
dad,
you.
I watched my dad going in and out of jail.
Right.
And then how about this? I watched my dad die. My dad made millions of dollars, and he lost it, and he died a broke man. The only thing my dad left me was this. That's it. All the money, a watch. And you know what he told me when he was dying? For everybody that wants to be a gangster, I feel like God's punishing me right now. He died of cancer. He
What
sat
age?
there, 65 years old.
That's young.
And he said, I feel like God's punishing me for everything that I did. So everyone that wants to be a gangster out there.
How long did you
know what a real gangster is? A guy that shows up with God. A guy that shows up with his family. A guy that pours into his health. That pours into his hustle for his family. That has a purpose. That wakes up every day for a fucking purpose. That's a real gangster. That's the fucking problem. Too many people watch too many movies, watch too much fucking rap bullshit, and they don't see I'm the fucking kid. I'm the kid that grew up with all this shit.
See,
with the fucking pain.
Watched the movies.
With the fucking pain. And then I carried that fucking pain. I carried that pain for a long time. That's why I know that I'm the fucking one in my family that jumped out, brother. That's why I know that everything that happened to me not because of anything here. Like I said to you before, we're not who we are. I know my whole reason for being here and purpose and mission. We're not here for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So do you feel like the heart transplant was God giving you a second chance?
100%. It was all divine. I was born into dark. And I know how to lead in the dark. I knew how to lead in that life. I also know how to lead in the light.
When was that?
2 years ago.
2 years ago? Wow. And you're still in that great shape.
I built it all back, bro. I saw it.
Go back to you start selling drugs to get into why you had to have a heart transplant. Because you know that probably came from the drugs, right?
No.
It didn't?
It didn't.
Where did it come from?
The vaccine.
Okay.
Shout out to the government.
You had to have a heart transplant because of the COVID vaccine?
Without a doubt. 100%.
Jesus Christ.
100%. They still don't know why.
So you were
They
completely...
don't know.
So then...
But here's the thing.
So then take us back. Prior to 2020, you're reasonably healthy?
Been
Other
healthy
than
my
the
whole
drugs?
life. I've been working out since I'm 14.
Okay.
My whole life,
So
working
then-
out.
Then
I had drug addiction. I was addicted to opiates.
Okay, so take that, but
7 years.
So COVID comes, you go get the vaccine. When do you start getting sick and stuff?
January of 2023,
Okay.
I develop a cough. So I go see 2 primary care physicians. See, my life is not, you're meeting a different human being. My life is not, it's, I know why I'm here. And I know why my heart was removed. We could say this, that, this, but it's all divine. It's all spiritual. Everything's spiritual, bro. Everything. So I develop a cough in 2023, January,
Okay.
right? I'm in Central Texas. I get allergies during this time. I go to one doctor. He gives me Singular. I don't like how it makes me feel. I go to another. I didn't like the doctor. I go to another doctor. They do X-rays. They give me steroids. They say that this will clear it up. It doesn't clear it up, okay? Now I'm getting worse. I start to feel like I'm dying, all right? I book an appointment with a fucking medium. I don't have an appointment with the medium until May 18th. This is going to go way off of your podcast, by the way. Your heads are going to explode,
circle
too.
back around.
Yeah, your heads are probably going to
So
explode.
we're January to May now, May of 23.
Yeah. No, now I book an appointment with a medium and I got the appointment May 18th because now I'm starting to feel like I don't want to be here no more. But I want to talk to my father. So now I go see a cardiologist. I got to make an appointment with a cardiologist because now I'm losing weight. I go see a gastrointestinal and a pulmonologist. The gastro, I go see, everything comes back good. I go to the pulmonologist. They say, they do all these tests. They say, Mr. Parisi, you got a rare pneumonia called organizing pneumonia. 3% of the population has it after COVID. They put me on high-dose steroids, 60 milligrams of prednisone, and they put me on 2,000 milligrams of amoxicillin. They say, you're going to be on this prednisone for the next 6 months. So I cancel my cardiologist appointment. Now everything is worse. It's starting to get worse. My niece has needed a kidney transplant all life. She's with me, watching me be sick. She comes in from Virginia to be with me in Texas. She leaves. Everything's getting worse. Now I'm coughing this orange stuff up. I call the doctor. Now I feel like I'm dying. Call the doctor. He gives me more meds. May 8th, I cough up a half a bottle of blood. May 8th of 2023. Cough up a half a bottle of blood. I got a 6-year-old boy. My wife takes him to school, comes back. She goes, let's take you to the hospital. I go see the doctor. So I go in Austin. I go see the doctor. They say, we're going to admit you into the ICU. So they admit me in the ICU. I'm there for 8 hours. They say, you got sepsis. They treat me, and they're still misdiagnosing me. They pump me with 17 liters of fluid. One of the nurses doesn't make sure to pick one in correctly. Infiltrates my arm from the inside out, 3rd-degree burn. Oh. After 8 hours of being there by myself, a doctor finally walks in and goes, Mr. Parisi, you don't have sepsis. You have 9% ejection fraction. That means my heart was pumping at 9%. My liver and my kidneys were failing. And they said, of all places, by the way, when you have a 9% ejection fraction, you have a less than a 10% survival rate. They say your liver and kidneys are failing. We're going to ship you to all places, Temple, Texas. I'm not a religious person, but the word, God, right. Temple, there's 20,000 people. It's a hick fucking town. There's Longhorns there. This is the place that's going to save me. What about Austin, Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio? Large cities with educated people. Why this place?
Why are we going to Temple?
So I go up in the middle of the night, and my wife's waiting there May 9th with a picture of my 9-year-old boy begging me, my 6-year-old boy begging me to live. And I got 10 minutes to meet with my wife and discuss life without me. And there's a doctor there named Dr. Reddy, who's not there no more, who brought his whole team from New York. He's going to get wild about mob shit. Brings his whole team from fucking New York there. They say they're going to might put me on the most advanced form of life support called ECMO machine. So I go in and I die. I leave here. This ain't it. I left here. I was with my friend. I've been sober 14 years. I've helped a ton of people in my life, thousands. My friend who wanted to be a gangster too, I helped him. He wanted to be a gangster. He was with me because after a year's sobriety, coming to my treatment center, he wanted to be a gangster and he got killed in Staten Island on a home invasion. And he was with me. And I had a vision of my son walking with another man. And I asked the voice, because there was a voice that was telling me that he's going to take me to what's next. I have a voice telling me that. And I say, I got to come back for my son. So I come back, and I'm in a fucking bed now for 9 days. And I got doctors walking in with hazmat suits. You'd think you lived a wild life.
Hazmat suits.
Hazmat suits. They're wearing hazmat suits because the orange stuff that I'm coughing up, they think's tuberculosis, but it's fucking blood from my heart that's going in my lungs. And now I got the appointment with the fucking medium. The odds in the town of 20,000 fucking people that one of my doctor's the father was in the mob. Get the fuck out of here in Temple, Texas. One of the other ones fucking baked my wife her favorite rainbow cookies, went to the same college as her in Staten Island, Wagner College. What's the odds? The fucking the medium goes, she knew everything right about my father. She goes, all your doctors are from New York, right? I go, yeah. She goes, yeah, your father sent them there for you.
Holy shit.
She goes, he keeps telling me about a birthday and a pendant and a chain. The next day, my mother comes in because I have no idea what the fuck she's talking about. I told my mother everything, but I said she got these two things wrong. She goes, today's your grandmother's birthday. My dad's mother died when he was 14. The pendant and chain, when my dad died, my Aunt Dolores gave a pendant of my grandmother to my mother. She gave it to my Aunt Camille, who's my dad's sister. I'm in the fucking bed, and I FaceTime my aunt, and she's wearing the pendant and chain. So I said to myself in that moment, maybe you haven't been here before, but you've been here. You've been in jail. I've been in jail. I've been locked up. I never got caught time, but I've been locked up in every fucking jail in New York. Been in jail, been in institutions, I've been in hospitals, I've been in rehabs. I've been in situations that I know I was going to get out of. The difference today is that I got God. I got personal development.
When you died, was it because they put you under surgery or you just died?
I just died.
Oh, so they stopped.
I had 9% of my heart was pumping. You have a 10% survival rate.
Well, you said they put you on this machine or whatever.
They didn't put me on the ECMO.
Oh, they didn't?
No. He reversed it. Reddy did the pump, and he pumped everything out of me. He pumped all the fluid out of me.
Gotcha. So were you on life support when you did pass?
Yes.
How long were you gone for?
I don't even know.
You don't know? Now,
That's a
besides that
powerful
crazy story. That is pretty
powerful
wild.
Oh, it gets more wild. I mean, I met my donor's family. I was at the wedding with them. It's wild. I have a 19-year-old girl's heart, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened to her?
I walked them. She died in a car accident, saving her little sister. Her little sister listened to her heart. I walked the mother-in-law down the aisle after the 10-year wedding renewal vows. I got the mail on a Friday night for whatever reason. I got it. The next day, they were renewing their vows.
When you say she was there saving her sister, what?
In a car wreck. That's what they told me. They all listened to her heart. That's gangster shit.
That is.
Yeah,
That's
it is
fucking
gangster
gangster shit. Sitting there with another person's fucking loved one, mother and father, crying in your eyes while they listening to her heartbeat. And I'm sitting there with them. You understand? Real gangster shit. Right in their fucking soul, crying, feeling all the emotions. That's fucking gangster shit.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Wow.
So you still have a relationship with them, don't you?
Yeah, I just spoke at Aspire tour in San Antonio last month, and Matthew came with me. He comes with me when I speak.
So let's circle back a little bit. You said that you're with your wife. How long you been with your wife?
30 years.
Nice.
How old were you when you got with her?
16.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
So she stayed through you
Through
through
everything.
all this
Through everything.
craziness.
Everything. Like the king of New York. She was my attorney. She worked on Wall Street as an attorney. She would defend me in court.
Really? How long have you been known her for?
Fucking 30 years.
So as soon as you met, y'all started dating.
We went to junior high together, but I never, she would, I didn't really know her then.
That's an awesome story itself right there.
Yeah.
So she watched all this craziness grow up.
All of it. She got
to your
drunk once
dad?
in her whole life.
Really?
That was it, yeah. 2000.
Oh, wow.
So what got you in the drug game? Like,
Bro,
what
my
made you
father,
start?
I fucking had
told
the
you.
best pot, pills in the fucking armoire, the apartment, everything. It was
So you
just go take. My father had hundreds of pounds of weed. I'd go take fucking ounces, go sell weed, 100% profit. What the fuck?
Oh, so you'd steal his weed and go
All the
sell it?
time. And then I would sell drugs too, you know. And then as I got older, I sold drugs for him.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So you
Beat
make-
people up with my father. It's just not normal. My son's life is completely different. I'm the fucking one. God wanted to remove my heart because it held generational curses, brother. It's divine. He gave me a girl's heart to fulfill the fucking mission. I'm going to speak around the world. You're going to see me speak around the fucking world. I just said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to see me speak around the world because I'm the one in my family that jumped out of the fucking mason jar, bro.
No, I agree. The thing is where it needs to be touched on more. I love your story. I love how it's going about. We need to start talking more to these kids before they get before they get strung out on the drugs, before they get on everything else. Because I'm going to be honest with you 100%. I started seeing this vision at 6 years old, what I went through.
Listen, I don't know if you saw it. It's going viral right now. I don't know when this will air, but right now, I mean, today is like August 4th or 5th or something like that.
6th.
Today is August 6th. And there is this viral TikTok and Instagram of these 3 little boys. They're 9 years old. And they go and rob a Walgreens. Have you seen this?
Yes.
I mean, that is what kids are doing.
They
now.
lock the door
because they
and
think
they're
it's
cussing
cool.
the people that are, they lock the door so
They
they
locked
can't
the
get
door
out.
so the kids couldn't get out.
And then this older sister got on social media talking about they got more money than you. We didn't rob it. You see that part
Yeah,
where
of
it
course
came
I
out,
did.
like bragging about it. And that's the point that I get at all the time is that I try to explain to people. I tell my story, but I also want people to understand the consequences.
Absolutely.
How I lost so much time. How I lived by the code. I didn't cooperate. I took everything to trial. You know, that's what I was told. But meanwhile, everybody else would sit back laughing. You know what I'm saying? Because they all cooperated, did a couple years back out there messing up, doing what they want. But you want to know something, though? It took me to do all that time. It took me to face that, to realize what my meaning was. Like, to understand that I needed to change what the true purpose was, because everybody else continued to do the same thing. They're all back out there doing it. They haven't changed, not one bit. And I tell people all the time, if you don't get enough time, you don't learn. You don't. You get under 5 years or so, you don't learn.
gonna learn,
You
no.
feel like it's a slap on the hand, like it's nothing. You get back out, you forget about it, and you go right back to the same thing. And you just do not hear none of these guys really talking about, you know, it needs the true stories need to be told, because we were going to get into this podcast mainly to expose all the rappers, expose all the drug kingpins and everybody about how they lived up to this, but did they meet up to what they lived up, like what their code was? And none of them do. Like the mob guys. I've never met a mob guy in federal prison that didn't cooperate. Every one of them. And they all want to talk this gangster stuff. Got dudes lined up for days doing their laundry, cooking them food, idolizing them. Everything you can think about behind the fence. But man, dude, every one of them cooperated. They all told, and them dudes still want to be like them, still want to sit with them. I mean, look at Sammy the Bull. Look how many followers he's got. The dude, unalive, that many people, and only gets that amount of time, and out here glorifying it and talking up. And he's not giving speeches like, hey, guys, like this is the wrong thing to do. He's making money off of him telling, him not even living up to his code. And it's like, you thought he.
But that was like a pivotal thing for you to realize, oh, fuck the code. I mean, if y'all ain't going to be in this code, then I'm not even going to be in this stupid game, and let me do something right.
Garbage. It's all garbage.
So the heart transplant and helping people through recovery aren't mutually exclusive. You've been doing this a lot longer.
14 years.
14 years.
Since I've been sober. I got sober July 31st of 2011.
Congratulations,
So since I've been
man.
sober, I've been...
You just had another anniversary
I did,
just now.
brother, yeah. And my bestseller, my book, just came out Monday. Yesterday. Yesterday was Monday.
What's the book called?
Yeah. Embrace Abundance.
Embrace Abundance.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
It's a journey through faith, family, health, hustle, and purpose. It means it's your birthright to win at this game of life. It doesn't matter where you start in life or what your current circumstances. You can embrace all the abundance as long as you have a vision for your life. You pour into your faith, you pour into your family, you pour into your health, you pour into your hustle, you pour into your purpose, you embrace abundance.
So earlier you said you're 45. 45. And you've been doing recovery. You've been doing this for 14 years.
14 years.
So you lived this other life for about 30 years. So it wasn't too late for you.
31 years. 31 years of wasted time.
What
I mean,
made
a lot
you
of cool,
change?
fun shit.
No, but
Brother, what made me change is I'm watching guys that I knew I could have been I knew my potential was so much greater. We have to heal at times. Like for me, I had to heal, and this is for most people. You heal your environment. Sometimes your environment has a huge role on everything in a healing. Your traumas, and then your beliefs that were never fucking yours to begin with. It's always someone else's that you're taking on. And once I started to fucking realize that, I opened up to a whole new way of life.
It's funny you say that because people tell me all the time, like, oh, you ruined so many people's lives. You're a drug dealer, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, I played a small role in it. They played a role. Everybody plays a role.
Everyone plays a role in everything.
Everybody plays a role in everything. It's not all one man's fault.
It's not.
So, I tell people all the time, I'm like, do you realize that an addict, you can't, what I've learned is you can't force him to change. He's going to change when he wants to change. And
Absolutely.
90% of them wake up one day like, I'm done.
I woke up on July 31st because a guy came looking on my house. I was living in Midland Beach in this total shithole, plastic on the window. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my wife's an attorney on Wall Street. And this kid comes looking for money. And I don't even got like $400 to pay this guy. You know what I mean? 31-year-old man. And there was many times that I felt like that disgusting. You know what I mean? But for whatever reason, that day I looked myself in the eyes and I said, bro, you're in a fucking ditch. Who gives a fuck how we got here? We need to focus on getting out of that ditch. And for whatever reason, that's been my focus the whole time. It's been evolution, elevation, creation, and serving.
So I don't have a lot of time, but I have a question. What sparked the move from New York to Austin? I mean, Austin's cool. So what sparked the move for it?
It was, honestly, my father asked me to go. I was just getting sober. I was like several months sober. My father wanted me to go do something for him. I said no. I picked up the phone. I called the guy I was in treatment with in Texas. And I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. Because if I stay here, environment, I need to get the fuck out of here. He says, bro, I'm opening a treatment center. Literally a week later, I was on an airplane. My father's like, where are you? I said, I'm in a fucking airplane going to Florida. I had to escape. That's what got me to fucking Texas. My boy Cole Shiflett. Shout out Cole Shiflett. Cole Shiflett gave me a shot. He gave me that opportunity, and I ran with it. Now I own a drug and alcohol treatment center.
That's awesome.
Is it in Austin?
It's in San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Yeah. Emotion Wellness. Mm-hmm.
And is it a residential thing?
It's an aftercare program.
Aftercare,
Yeah,
okay.
it's for adolescents and adults. We treat a lot of military. My business partner is a Pat Tillman Scholar Award winner, ex-Air Force. So we work heavily with the veteran population down there, first responders. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool you do the veteran thing because
Oh, yeah. My business partner's a
amazing.
veteran.
A lot of them want to forget them.
Oh, no,
They
bro.
fight and serve this country to come home to be forgotten.
Yep.
You want to talk
And-
about pain.
Yes.
That's
awesome.
just God.
Mhm.
It's awful.
Yes.
Man, I appreciate that. Your story is good. I like it. I told Nelson.
Probably different than most of the
It's-
guys
yes.
you get on here.
Well, no,
It is.
that's the reason why. Nelson called me yesterday and was like, "Listen, like this dude like has a great story." I'm like, "Well, tell it." And he's like, "Man, you're gonna learn." So I look you up, and I called him back. I'm like, "You think he'll talk about like? I want to talk about the part of."
I mean, brother, I've watched the most insane shit. I've seen the most. I've been around all of it. No different than a guy that's at war.
Oh yeah.
You understand? Yeah. Like, you probably understand.
Quick
Right?
question before this is all over with. What advice would you give anybody young that's watching these videos and listening to these rappers and everybody that wants to be
or the mop, you know.
It's all
the
a game
mobsters.
designed to keep you in a lower state of vibration. You need to here's what you need to do as a youngster. Create a vision for your life, right? And how you do that is, what is the greatest version of yourself? Get fucking detailed on what's the greatest version of yourself,
What are you
right?
What's
talented
the-
at?
Write it out
And
in
what's
detail.
What's the greatest version of Frank Parisi?
Frank Parisi, it's a man of faith. Like with my book, I'm a man of faith. God comes first in my life. I'm a family man. If my pillars go faith, family, health, hustle's fourth. I know a lot of guys that make millions of dollars. Congratulations, you won at business, you fail at life. You cheat on your wife, you fucking leave your kid. That's not solid to me.
How many kids you got?
One,
Awesome.
You know?
How old is he now?
he's 8. You know, and
he
he
almost
picks
saw
up
his daddy die.
everything. He picks up everything that I do. I work out, so he works out. You know, I pray, so he prays. I meditate, so he meditates. I eat healthy, so he eats healthy.
Do you
I
feel
left
like
when my daughter was 5. She just came. I just got full custody of her. What, 2 weeks ago? 2.5 weeks ago, I got full custody of her after fighting for a long time.
How many years were you away from her?
15?
I've been gone. She was 5 when I left. She turned 17 in a week. So that goes to tell you right there how long I've been gone.
12.
I've been fighting so hard to get her back in my life, and I finally got it, and we have the most great relationship ever. It's been a blessing. And it's wild how it came about and what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things. I gave up the drug game to keep my daughter in my life, but all my bad still came back to punish me.
Did
Karma.
It is.
did the heart
That's why this happened.
did the
You
did the
understand?
yeah.
That's
Oh, I
just
know.
part of life.
Part
I
of
can't
life.
even get mad because I've done things to people that probably didn't deserve it. No, I know they didn't deserve it. So karma comes back, bro.
Because the one thing that I cherished the most was my daughter. And anybody will know, and you watch my videos, she was with me 24/7. It was the only thing that I care. I gave up the drug game. The thing that I loved the most, the thrill, my addiction, was the thrill of smuggling. It was the most biggest high I ever got in my life.
I know
I didn't
another
drink. I
smuggler.
didn't do drugs, but I just, the smuggling
Yeah.
was just absolutely it was my addiction.
Yeah.
And I gave it up for my daughter to still lose her. And that was the whole thing. I tell everybody all the time, it was just like, it was karma. It was my way of, punishing me.
Did the relationship with your son like greatly improve after you almost died?
Bro.
I can only
level
imagine,
the
man.
best. Like, we
I
were
can only
so
imagine.
strong. So he's my man, dude. Like, I take him everywhere, literally. Like, he comes with me even when I speak. Yeah, he did. He was on my podcast. I have a podcast too. If you guys ever come down to Texas, you're more than welcome to come on. But I mean, he came on my podcast. That'll drop soon. He's phenomenal. He's
That's
like
awesome.
the best. The relation. You got to realize when you realize, like, when you face death, like I did, and maybe you guys have in different situations, but when you face death and you come back, you have a whole new perspective on life, on this life, of how precious and beautiful it is. Because when I left it, I wasn't in a body.
Right.
So, like,
no,
my
I-
experience of, like, that I
like,
could be in
you know,
sun
you,
today.
You talked
and
about that
eat.
when I first walked in the room, and I'm thinking like, this guy's fucking crazy. But
Yeah.
now I totally get it. And
Oh, yeah.
this has been eye opening, and it's just like, I think it was a breath of fresh air that from somebody coming in here and saying, I'm a fucking badass because I did this crime, because that's what you get most of the time.
Yeah. No,
Because you're
that's-
sitting here saying, listen, it's like,
I've been in every jail in New York. Every 120, 122, Tombs, Brooklyn House, all
But-
of it.
and you-
Garbage. It's shit. I'm not proud of any of it. I'm proud of the fact that I changed my life. And, like, for example, this is a great thing. My book is in the entire state of Arizona State Prison. I love
Nice.
that.
I do
That I
too.
love. I speak in prisons to show them that, bro, you could have a life. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Inspiration. I actually speak in, I think, Arizona, Ohio on Zoom. When I go, like, next week, I speak, like, in front of 800 inmates. You know what I mean? To inspire, to be hope, that, like, you're in there, but it doesn't matter. You can have any life you fucking want. You got to have a vision. The young
do.
people have to have a vision. And you have to audit your circle. If these people around you ain't supporting the vision, get them the fuck out.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
And
agree with
surround
that
yourself with
100%.
people that are for your higher self, and then you shut the noise. The noise might even be a fucking heart transplant. The guy in the bed saw all this, and the guy in the bed said, I'm going to be a best-selling author before the book was even out. And I just said here today, and I even tell Tim Story this the other day at a panel, I said, I'm going to be speaking in 82 countries around the world, because I say it before I see it before I say it, and then I say it, and it happens.
that's awesome. Frank, where can people find out more about you?
You can find me on Instagram at Frank Parisi 2011, TikTok at Frank Parisi 2011, Facebook Frank Parisi. I have a YouTube channel, Frank Parisi, and then our podcast is Emotion Wellness Podcast. It's on YouTube. Today we just had an amazing episode that dropped. We had Muhammad Ali's agent on. Shout out Darren Prince. He was Hulk Hogan's agent too.
Nice.
So,
and
yeah,
then
phenomenal.
one more time, just because it's just recently dropped. What's the name of your book?
Embrace Abundance. You could get it on Amazon. It went bestseller in Canada, Germany, and America.
Congratulations, and thank you
Thank
for
you.
being with us. We'll see you next time for the 10 Toes Podcast.